As an employer, when I hire someone, whether it's as a contractor or a on team, on staff, full time employee, I have only one rule that will lead to immediate termination, and that really doesn't matter how many times you do it. It only takes one. No call, no show, you're out. If you're running a little bit late from time to time, it happens. You have an emergency, you have a crisis, something didn't work out the way you wanted to, you got stuck in an accident in traffic. I get that. I have sympathy for that. I've been there. It's happened to me. But if you simply don't show up for work and you can't explain why, you should be looking for another job, because you're not going to have one when you get back. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast, and today I want to talk to you about the idea that your work ethic matters a lot. And the number one priority revealing behavior of an employee or a team member is punctuality. Punctuality, not just showing up eventually, but showing up when you're supposed to, where you're supposed to, on time, and ready to work. That should be kind of like the minimum standard for somebody who wants to have and keep a job. If you know that your start time is 8 o'clock, something in the back of your head should say, I should be at the place ready to work by 7:45. If you're not at your place of work ready to work by 7:45, then you're really not ready to work, because by the time you get there at 8 o'clock and you clock in and you get to your workstation and you've gone to the bathroom and you've had a cup of coffee and now it's 8:45 and there's no work done yet. You follow me? So what's your employer paying you for? They paying you to arrive and hang out, or to arrive and get work done? Now, there are a lot of places where they stand in line to clock in. They clock in and exactly, they go straight to their workstation. They work. They take a break. Then they go right back and work. And they clock out at lunch and they go hang out on the premises. They come back and clock back in. And it's very much a grind. It is clock in, work, clock out. That's it. There's no relationship building. There's no nothing else. That's a different kind of place to work in. It's a tough environment. But the expectations are still high on your work ethic. Do you do your job to the best of your ability? Do you keep your workstation clean? Do you manage all of the tasks that you're assigned to, and also maintain all of the safety standards? The challenge with a lot of young people today, and when I say young people, I mean probably 30 to 35 and under, is that the working world has changed. I was just reading an article this morning, two very fascinating articles. One of them was talking about the fact that the giant supermarket chain, or I guess you would call it retail chain, Target, has now started implementing cash counting machines. So all of the people who've been employed at Target for X number of years, counting cash at the end of the day, are either going to be reassigned or rejobbed, meaning they'll be looking for a job somewhere else. I also read an article that top performers, high-end employees, potential candidates, are doing what now the dating world has called ghosting, which is a no-show, no-call. It's the appointment has been set for them to show up for a final interview, or to show up for a date, or to get their employment package, to get their drug testing, to get whatever, and they just simply don't call and they don't show up. See, we're in a different world than we were when I was that age, 25 years ago, starting off in the working world, where if you wanted a job, you had to fight to get the job. You had to be the person who was early. You had to give a little extra time. You had to pour in more than the job was paying out, because there were only a limited number of jobs and way too many people to fill them. Even as recently as 2008, when the unemployment level was so high, there were more people than there were jobs. Nobody that was looking for a job was finding one. They'd go 6, 7, 8 months trying to get an interview, just trying to get their foot in the door enough to have a conversation, buying chocolates and coffees to try to get the HR person just to give them a face-to-face interview. Now, we're on the flip side of that, with an 18-year low unemployment, and there are more jobs to be had than there are people that have them. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, that means I can just slough this job off, I'll get another one. It'll be easy for me to find one. Let me tell you something. True story here. Ask anybody who's been employed for a single company for any period of time, 10 years or more, and you're going to find that If you're in a job, in a position where the tasks are a 6 out of 10 of the things that you would say, my ideal job, a perfect 10 would look like this. If you're at a 6 out of 10, you are blessed to have that job, not just a job, but that job. And you should probably pour a little more vigor and excitement into it. Being punctual shows your priorities. Doing hard work while you're there, being diligent, not being absent, that will reveal your commitment level. And trust me, employers are taking notice. I'm J Loren Norris for Leading Leaders Podcast on Tell It Like It Is TV.